Strategy and planning. I know you get a bunch of MCQ questions from this. Okay? So, we're going to skip the objectives. Here we go. Marketing planning, 2 words. What do they mean? Marketing and planning for the future. All right? The marketing plan and the marketing planning has like 7 or 8 MCQ questions, and you have to know which step is which. So, it is how we will penetrate the market. Remember, in the textbook on pages 3-5, they talk about the 7 steps. And the 7 steps are important for the MCQs, and they are out of 1 question. It's on like, I think it's chapter 3, and it's like 121 or 35. Oh, what page are you on? Are you on it? I see it. Yeah, you're on it. That's it. And the page number at the top is, yeah, section 3.5 off of 3.4. All right? It's got 7 steps. First, we need to analyze our corporate and understand the mission. This is a essay question also, dealing with marketing planning process. You have to know the 7 steps. So first, understand what your mission is. What are you supposed to be doing? It shows a bridge. The bridge gets you from one place to the other. So our marketing planning process is the bridge on how we take the idea and get it to our consumers and everything that's involved. Step 2, do a marketing audit. Now, I don't know about you, when you're told by your boss that someone is going to audit you, how do you feel? Terrified. Somebody's going to come in from outside and they're going to audit your department. Oh my God. All they're going to do is say, I only do 2 things wrong. Everything I do and everything I say. Oh wait, that's how you have to deal with women. I'm sorry, that's how my wife does. Everything I do and everything I say is wrong. But that's what we're terrified. I love having auditors come in. I want them to come in because they look over things and they tell me what I do good, but what else do they tell me? How I can improve. I love having my boss sitting in the back corner when I teach because he'll tell me what I do right and what I do wrong. Now, the audit consists of the 4 Ps. SWOT and PESTLE. So when we talk about the audit, what are our goals and our objectives? Doing the audit looks at the 4 Ps. Are we in the right product? Are we in the right place? Are we promoting it correctly? We do a SWOT analysis and a PESTLE analysis. Okay? We need to make sure we've got SMART objectives. Uh-oh. Another acronym for the new students. SMART. Students who've been here, what are SMART goals and objectives? S is? Yeah, I know you're like, what's SMART goals? Wait. I'll remember this one. Specific. Measurable. Actionable.
Achievable.
Who's responsible? And? With a time limit. I have a video I can show you. It takes 3 minutes. You want to watch it or are we good to keep going? You guys like videos? Videos. Okay. I like this video anyway, so I'm okay with it. It'll also let me take a small break. Do you need a water, miss? Are you okay? You're dying.
You haven't seen me yesterday.
Don't give it to me. I don't want it. I don't like you that much. I'm supposed to make a smile, but you're drinking water, so. Here we go. Now, the benefit again of sending me your email and having me add you. You have all my videos.
Hi, this is Joanne from Project.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Give me a second. I need to change it to show the video. Let me get you out of here.
Show the car video, please.
The car video, no, we don't need it right now. Car video doesn't work for us right now.
SMART, with a short video tutorial on how to write a SMART goal. The acronym SMART has become part of the vocabulary of project planning and performance management. It stands for specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, time-based.
Now, I said it was slightly different than that. Different people use different parts of the acronym, but it's still roughly the same. Something that's specific, measurable. I said actionable, you have to be able to do it. They say agreed upon, everybody agrees on it. That's fine. Realistic, can you do it? I said who's responsible. Actually, what I said then is who's responsible becomes this. So, agreed upon, realistic, and there's a time limit. Okay?
All SMART goals have these 5 attributes. Well-written goals can be easily managed and provide a clear route to success. But how do you write a SMART goal? First, let's look at a poorly written goal. I am going to increase our London shop retail selling space this year.
Sorry.
The problem with this...
Sorry about that. My fault. You don't need it from the beginning again. My goodness. You are difficult.
حصلت
All right. I'm going to have to do it from the beginning because it's being wonky. I do like how you're trying your best to...
Hi, this is Joanne from Project SMART with a short video tutorial on how to write a SMART goal. The acronym SMART has become part of the vocabulary of project planning and performance management. It stands for specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, time-based. All SMART goals have these 5 attributes. Well-written goals can be easily managed and provide a clear route to success. But how do you write a SMART goal? First, let's look at a poorly written goal. I am going to increase our London shop retail selling space this year. The problem with this goal is, it's not specific. It doesn't say how much extra retail selling space I'm going to create or how I'm going to do it. The time by when I'm going to do it is vague and can't be easily measured, so I won't know if and when I've achieved my goal. Now, let's look at a well-written goal. Following planning permission, I'm going to increase our retail selling space by 25%, completing a 6-month project with a company of local builders to produce an extension to our London shop by the end of April. This goal is very specific.
So, is it specific? Tell me. I'm going to increase the London sales space by this amount in 6 months with local builders by this date. Is it specific? Yes. Is it measurable? Yes, because if you haven't done it by that date, it's less than that, you can measure it. You can say you didn't do it. It's agreed upon. Who are you going to use? Local builders. Everybody agrees upon this is what will be done. Is it realistic? Yeah, you can do that. And the last one, is there a timetable? Yes, so this is how we write SMART goals. Okay? That's step 3 in our marketing audit. Wrong one. Okay, so we follow that step 3, writing our SMART goals. Now, in our SMART goals, we need to ask the questions, what do the customers want, and what products should we offer? Again, my friend that wants to open the barbecue pork shop in Kuwait, do the customers want barbecue pork? No. How about barbecue lamb? Barbecue beef? Yeah. But you got to make sure you're offering what the customers want, because if you aren't, nobody's going to do it. All right, last, develop your market strategies. How do you segment the market? Which of the 4 P's are you going to emphasize? How are you going to emphasize it to make your product separate? Okay? 5, make your marketing plan. Marketing plans are gigantic. They're huge. The marketing plan for Emirates Airlines is like 8,000 pages. Now, wouldn't it be nice if you saved last year's marketing plan? Why? You change the dates, you make a few changes, you're done. Actually, the reason I use this one, remember that in business for you. Don't ever delete anything in your business. Keep a copy of it, because it makes doing it again easier. Okay? You need to integrate the marketing plan with everybody in the business. You want to be like the strong rope. Here's a problem we run into all the time. I say I want the best teachers. What do the best teachers cost? High salaries. What does HR say? We want the cheapest teachers. Hire them from India. Hire them from Africa. And we have this fight. Okay? I want the highest quality. Hire the cheapest labor. The marketing planning process has no start and no end. It's a circle. Are we there? Where are we? Where can we be? How do we get there? Are we there? And you reevaluate. Everything we do is a circle. It starts, it never finishes. It's a cycle. It looks something like, oh, okay, yeah, let me come back to that. It's a cycle. We go in big circles. We got a strategic plan video. I'm not going to show it to you because we don't need it. What we do need is this. Hint. This is an exam question. All right? This exam question asks how, oh, I love you, how the marketing process, thank you. Can't drink it, it'll give me a migraine. Can I get water then, or tea, please? All right, so here the question you're asked is, how does the marketing planning process tie into corporate strategy and market planning? So we need to understand, the marketing planning process, these are the 7 steps, ties directly into what we do as a corporation. So at the top, we have the corporate strategy. And the goal of corporate strategy is to do what? Don't read it to me. Think about it in real terms. What is the goal of your company? To make profit. If you're a company that has shareholders, you want to make profit for who? The shareholders. So the goal of the company is to make profit. The way that we do that is to be the best company we can be. Our core competencies. So if I am a training company, should I get into things like making cars? No, I should do trainings and knowledge-based things. If I'm a training company, should I get into accounting? No, it's not my core. So for the corporate strategy, we want to build our competencies to make value. Our marketing planning then is, how do we add value? That whole 7 steps of the marketing planning that we talked about, all of that is about adding value to the customers. Understanding what our 4 Ps are. Again, use the 4 Ps to understand customers' needs and wants. See, look at this. You guys are perfect. It's fabulous. I told you you'd hate that phrase. In the marketing department, then, we use the audit to tell us if we're doing the job. So, this lets us see what we're good at. It lets us see what we're bad at. So here's what I need you to understand with this slide, and the way this all ties together then. We do a market audit to see, we do a market audit to see this. Where are we? Are we as good as we can be? Do we need to fix things? The market audit tells us where we're strong, where we're weak, because we use SWOT, PESTEL, and Porter's Big 5, among other models. All of this tells us where we're weak. Because of that, what can we do? We can make a marketing plan. That marketing plan does what? Builds on our competencies and makes us a stronger company, which gives us profit. Do you see how all of this ties together? That's the hint that comes out of this slide and this whole thing. It builds up to this question. Okay? So that's how these work together. Now, auditing then, this just explains the same thing. Auditing lets us look at what we do and see how strong we are. Marketing plan gives us customer value, which brings us more customers, and we use the 4 Ps. The corporate strategy then uses the marketing plan to create value. Guess what? Hint! That's an essay question. That's the answer to an essay question. Hint. Hint. Ha! I'll put it back. Here we go. Ready? And look at the big dance. You're not going to take the picture? Come on, I'm giving it to you. Man, you guys are difficult today. All right, so what we do then is we need to look at vision and mission. This is part of the same thing. The company's vision is the idea of what do we want to do to make it stronger. That's our strategic vision. Our mission is the statement for existing. What do we do? So for example, how many of you use eBay? In this part of the world, not a lot of people. In the States, it'd be 3/4 of the class. In this part of the world, it's about 20%. There are other platforms that are used, right? Like Alibaba and Souq.com. And is Dubizzle here also?
Yeah.
And so you can do some of the bidding there. But eBay says this is their vision. To provide a global trading platform where practically anyone can trade practically anything. Is that a good vision statement? Yes.
Absolutely not.
No?
Because people from, far away, like in Kuwait, you cannot trade things with them, so it doesn't apply.
Yeah, to be honest, I'll agree with you on that. There are many areas in this part, particularly in the Middle East, it doesn't work as well. If it's in the States, I would say yes. Here it gets a little bit wonky because of the cost and the tariffs and everything else. I'll agree with you on that. But in general, to describe their business, let's think of them focused in the States or in Europe. Is that a good statement? If you go on eBay, you can try to buy almost anything. I had a friend that went to a concert. It was a musical concert with Madonna. She threw a rag, she used it to wipe sweat off her face, into the crowd. Her sweaty rag. My friend caught it. They went and sold it on eBay. And someone bought it for $400. Used sweat rag.
I don't think so. They can't sell anything.
That's true. They can't sell anything, but almost anything. If it's not against the law to sell it, you can put it on eBay.
Yes, okay.
So, and if you're above the age of 18,
Between brackets.
yeah, if it's legal, you can. I can buy used car parts. I can buy a goat. I can buy a bicycle. I can buy Madonna's used sweat rag.
You cannot buy people.
No, you can't buy people or those kind of services that come with people. No. But it's pretty good. If you look at this as a strategic vision to develop a perfect search engine. I wonder what company that's from. Google. Would you argue that they have the perfect search engine?
No.
I wouldn't say that it's perfect, but when you need to answer a question, where do you go? If you say Bing, I'll laugh. But in general, where do most people go? Google.
Google.
They go to Google.
Nowadays, we cannot live without it.
Yeah, it's actually got a word. It's now in the dictionary as a verb. Google that. I'm going to go Google that. So it's kind of tied in there with us, okay? And the business mission, like Nike, to bring innovation and inspiration to every athlete in the world. Video time. Just do it. There's their statement. Let's look at what the video for them. Because, we love our videos. This thing keeps popping out. Video. Where's my Nike video?
We need this back. It's just a ball. No, it's rounder. Woman!
Do you have any idea what that means? Me neither. But it looks like fun. Does that make you inspired to put on a pair of Nikes and go play football? Yeah, but would you put on a pair of Nikes to go play football anyways? Yeah, see, so it's kind of a, we're already selling it to you, it's not a problem. So, Nike, when we talk about vision and mission, it becomes important to understand them. No, wrong one.
I need to know the link for this video.
The name for it?
Right, yeah.
I just put it as Fun Nike Video.
Fun Nike video?
Yeah, Fun Nike. Why, you're like, I love it, or my son will love it, or I got to show this to somebody? Because it's, I have no idea what ninjas and robots have to do with wearing shoes for exercising, but it looks fun. All right? Now, one of the things that we talk about also is SBUs, Strategic Business Units. This is the SBUs of Emirates Airlines. There are MCQ questions about Strategic Business Units. Okay? So this is a company within a company. So Emirates Airlines is a huge company. They have the part of the company that deals with passengers. They deal with freight. They deal with shipping. They deal with logistics. They also operate their own call center. And in the airport, they run everything in their terminal. So each one of these are a different department. And the way that they get their funding is by using the audits and the marketing process. So I've got a question. You work at a company. Your department makes money. You are a revenue generating department. Will you get more money from the company or less money? You get more because you're making money. If you lose money, they don't give you as much money because you're losing money. So that's where it comes down to for the strategic business units. Okay? Now, they've got their own independent manager who's responsible for things. Management looks at things based on goals and based on the money that comes in. Well, now, from this, these are MCQ questions. They will come out of this. When we're looking at the company to determine what we're doing with it, we do a SWOT analysis, okay. We do a PESTEL analysis, that's fine. We also have other ways of examining the company. So first is the BCG matrix. Boston Consulting Groups. These are MCQ questions, so I will go over them. BCG looks at your growth rate and your market share. So growth rate. How quickly are you growing? Are you growing fast? Are you growing slow? Are you growing negatively? Are these still used? No. Not really. So is it a growing market or a shrinking market? Shrinking, or a dead market, or like the videotapes. The other one deals with how big of a market share do you have? How much control? It looks like this. What I mean by matrix, before you freak out, ready? We go across this way. We're talking about market growth. High growth, low growth. Or we go this way. And we're talking about how much of the share do we have. So, you have to know what these are. That's why I'm going over them kind of slow. If we're in a market that is growing high, and we have high market share, we are a star. So in anything that we have a high market share and it's growing fast. A good example, mobile phones. Who has the largest market share of smartphones? Samsung. And for Samsung, the mobile phone market is huge because it's still growing. China, Africa, India, Pakistan. There are so many people right there. I just listed, what is that? That's 4 billion people. There are people in China who've never bought a mobile phone. If I can bring the price down low enough, they'll buy a Samsung. There are people in India who are the same way. They've never bought a mobile phone. So if I'm Samsung, what do I want to do? I want them. The market growth, the growth is high. If I've got a high market share, it's a star. If the market growth is low, but it's still growing just a little bit, it's stable, and I have a high market share, that is a cash cow. Which means it just keeps giving you money. Giving you money. Think about soda. The guy who just brought me the Pepsi that I can't drink. Pepsi or Coca-Cola. Is soda a market that has high growth or low growth? Low growth. It's reached pretty much its maximum. But Coca-Cola and Pepsi have a large market share. So what is it to them? A cash cow. It just keeps giving them money. Okay? If it's in an area with high growth, but I've got low share, it's a question. If I've got a low market share in an area with high growth, this is still, let's think mobile phones. There are always new companies trying to get into the mobile phone market. There's a company in UAE right now that makes a phone called the B, B-E-E. It's equal to an Apple iPhone 5, and it's 400 dirham, 100 US dollars. 100 US dollars for an Apple iPhone 5. That's a really good price, but they're a new company. Nobody knows them. So they have very low market share. So they're a question. We don't know if they're going to make money or lose money. If you have low growth and low market share, we call it a dog. Bad. You don't want it. Get rid of it. Okay? Huh? Yeah, that's actually what you usually do if that's the issue. You outsource it out to someone else who's cheaper, and then you don't lose as much money. Okay? But so from the BCG, what you need to know: star, cash cow, question mark, and the bad dog. Get rid of it. Okay? After the BCG, all right, so we have ways of doing it. So we've got BCG, we've got pestle, we've got SWOT. SBUs, we use SWOT. We also want to look at Porter's 5 forces. You should have heard this in other classes, dealing with leadership or any of them. With SWOT and pestle, we almost always talk about Porter. Porter's 5 forces look at the 5 things that you have to deal with. This is MCQ questions. That's why I'm going over them. Okay? First, how intense is the rivalry in your industry? Example, Samsung and Apple. Are they heavy rivals or are they best friends? Rivals. They hate each other. And they cut prices to cut things in. So here's my question. Do you want to get into making mobile phones if you know that Apple and Samsung are in here trying to kill each other? No, because then they'll try to kill you. Okay? What is the threat that someone else can substitute our product? So, like this. Here's a great product. An old product. What do we use instead of floppies now? Flash memories, right? And so, if I'm selling floppies, what is the threat of having somebody use something different? Really high. Because of the flash memories and the cloud and wireless and Wi-Fi. Okay? What is the bargaining power of the customers, the buyers who are buying from me? So if I'm selling floppies, and you come into me and you say, I need something better, do you have a lot of strength or a little strength today? Tons. You don't need a floppy. I got USB. So that gives you a lot of power. Okay? What is the threat of a new company? Who's going to come in and try to be against me? And last, what is the bargaining power of my suppliers? If there's only one company that I can get my materials from, and they say, sorry, prices go up, I have no option, I have to pay it. So Porter's looks at all of these things. Porter's examines all of them. So what are the 5 things? What's the rivalry? What are the threats of substitutes? What is the threat of somebody else coming into the business? How strong are my suppliers? How strong are my customers? That's Porter. Okay? That'll be an MCQ question, I guarantee it. Ansoff! Ansoff looks at 4 different things. Okay? So, what does this kind of look like already? It kind of looks like we just did for BCG, right? It also kind of looks like the same way we break down a SWOT analysis. 4 separate categories. First, we have existing products with existing customers. We call that, Ansoff calls that market penetration. We want to get more of the market. In order to do that, we lower our prices. We advertise more. Second, we have new products with existing customers. How many of you buy candles? on a regular basis, right? You buy candles because you might need them for light. They're kind of romantic. You do them for prayers in certain places. And for fragrances, for smells. So that's an existing product. Your existing customers. Now ready? There's a kid in America. I love this kid. He's 12 years old. And he just set up his first company to make candles for men. With the fragrances of fresh cut grass. You know when they cut the grass, what's that smell like? Fresh cut wood. I love that smell. It's one of my favorites. The smell of earth. Dirt. Not sand, but good solid dirt that you plant stuff in. That smell that you get when you're doing that. The ladies in here, they're doing the fragrances, they're actually smelling it. They're like, and then after the rain smell, yeah. Now think about that for a second. How many men buy candles generally? Not really. But that's a new product for an existing market. Ladies, do you like the smell of fresh cut grass? It's one of my favorite smells. The smell of just after a rain. So imagine now you've got this new possible product. Okay? We've got the same product with new customers. Generally, this is right now what's going on in China and in parts of India. You're having these new dealerships be set up in these places that before didn't have access to. Or the dates. I love this one. Dates are such an amazing product from the Middle East. You can turn it into fuel. You can build buildings using the date palms and the fronds and the wood. And the dates themselves. Okay, yeah, you don't want to eat them all the time, but they're still nice. Where I grew up in Arizona, we didn't have dates. First time I ever had them was in the UAE, and I was like, oh. Existing product with new customers. Okay, so we got market penetration, product development, market development, and diversification. New product with new customers. Caterpillar. They make equipment that they use to build houses and roads. They also have come out with clothing, wallets, boots, shoes, hats. Yeah. So what they've done is they've basically diversified their brand into other things. I see people that will never ever touch a Caterpillar heavy equipment wearing their hats, walking through the mall. It's like, really? Come on. Okay, so this is ANSOS. What's going to happen is the MCQ questions will be things like, in ANSOS, if you have the same product and new customers, what do they call it? Market development. Okay, these are MCQ questions, I know for a fact. All right, now, when we look at these, this is what I just described, everything I just described in the past one. That's what this is. Marketing planning process. What I want you to notice about this thing are two things. One, please notice, I know it's close to prayer time and we're going to be stopping in just a minute. One, please notice, does this actually end? It starts looking at these things. Comes down here, we do our action plan, and then what does this say to do? Come back up and it recycles and we do it again. And we do it again. We keep doing it. Okay?